Well, you're right. It's the first positive week in 5 weeks. But, again, what we said a couple of weeks ago, I think this is probably as good as it gets this quarter right here. I don't see much. I mean, they're going to keep funding us. They're going to keep putting out $1,400 checks. So if you're in stocks like Macy's or Target, they're probably going to Walmart. They're probably going to do pretty good. The tech sector is getting slammed today. I think that's going to keep fluctuating back and forth. But I think overall, I think this is as good as it gets for earnings for the rest of the year, basically. Except for maybe the retailers, because people are going to be spending when they get those checks, and they're supposedly going to get another $1,400 soon. But otherwise, I think you got to be careful, very cautious here. I like the techs long term, but you could have a tough year going forward with the techs. You really could. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, we're up today, first positive week in 5. It's still early. We may go minus later on, but overall, it's looking like a strong week, and we could have a very volatile rest of the year. I still think the Fed is going to keep easing as we go forward. I think they're going to keep sending out checks. I really do. It makes it very difficult for these companies to hire people too. We forget that. Some people would rather just collect their $1,400 or unemployment checks and not work at all. So it's making it very difficult for the labor force. But I think you're going to see wage inflation creep in this year. And if wage inflation creeps in, then you're going to see inflation. You don't have inflation, even though we're talking about it. You see little pockets like lumber and things like that. But you really don't have true inflation unless you have wage inflation, which we haven't had in the last, 18 months. So I think you're going to see that creep in. Especially right around August to coming into the fall, you'll see wages go up as firms hire for the holiday season and things like that. So I think we're looking for inflation to end a little higher at the end of the year. I don't think they're going to say much, but it's funny. The Fed used to lead the market, but now the market leads the Fed. So I think if we see the numbers come in like we saw this week with unemployment and things of that, you could see, like I said, the Fed's reacting to that. Right now, it seems like they're on hold. They don't want to do much. Powell basically said he's going to keep rates low for, my lifetime, I guess. But we'll see in reality what happens when numbers start to change, and they could very well change this year. So I think it is. I'm going to say it's a good time to get in, but I'm already in, so I want to let you know. But I do think I've always loved the chips. I always loved tech sector, rather, and chips being one of them is a very important part of it. And I think what you'll see is a very up and down summer in the tech sector. But I think in the long run, remember, we look long term. If you're looking to flip stocks, you're playing danger. But if you're looking long term, yes, I love the chips. I love the techs. I think that's one of the strongest fields you could be in. I think that's a good move. And I think if you get involved in that stock now, you'll see it definitely go up by the end of the year. And there's no question about it. I still like some of the cryptos. I like Dogecoin because it's so easy and you're not going to get killed getting out. Even if it goes down 10%, you're only going to lose like $6. So, I mean, basically, it's if you're going to play a crypto, I like Dogecoin. I mean, look at Bitcoin. It's traded below 38,000 today. We had negative news out of China that they want to put more stringent rules on trading and on mining. And that goes straight across to all the coins. So I think in general, though, I agree with you. Coins like Bitcoin, I think, are so high. I don't see how even Tesla's not going to take them now for cars. You can't buy a car with Bitcoin. It's hard to juggle your books at the end of the day. I mean, look at Bitcoin. It drops 4,000 or 5,000 points in a day. So if you bought a car at 9 o'clock in the morning with Bitcoin, by the time you juggle your books, you could be down thousands of dollars the way these things trade. So I think Bitcoin, I don't really see, because you have to base it on something. And if you don't base it on something, it's going to have that fluctuation. And if you base it on something, what are you going to base it on? Gold? Well, we have coins on gold. We have gold. And so I don't know where you're going to go with Bitcoin. I really don't. I do like I said, Dogecoin, because it's more of a game. It's more fun. It's not real, but I think because of the way they're going to play it, the stock can go up a little. It's just a fun thing to own. But I think in reality, for institutions to put a large Bitcoin portfolio together it's dangerous. I really do. I don't see how you can juggle the books for those things. And I think at the end of the day, you'll get hurt. Next week's going to be interesting. We got a lot of, not many earnings coming out, but we have some government numbers coming out. And then the week after, we get the unemployment numbers. So, I mean, basically, it's going to be an interesting week. But remember, there's that old saying, go away in May, come back in September, basically. So, I mean, May's going to end soon. I think you're going to see we'll get into summer doldrums, as we used to say, and the market will be quiet over the summer. Earnings will be dead. Yeah, you've got a few more days for earnings next week, and then maybe one or two after that. But basically, it's going to be probably a quiet summer. We'll be seeing a lot of motion in the coins. There'll be a lot of volatility, but nothing substantial to move the market one way or another because everyone's on vacation. They all go away, So I think you're going to see, like usual, a very quiet summer shaping up.